What is the difference between an outlaw and an in-law? Outlaws are wanted. Teacher, if you had $1 and you asked your father for another, how many dollars would you have? Vincent, $1. Teacher, you don't know your arithmetic. Vincent, you don't know my father. I just got back from a pleasure trip. I took my mother-in-law to the airport. A father is having dinner with his son and says, "Son, tell me a lie," and the son says, "Dad." A man went to the All-Stars game with 2 front-row seat tickets. He sat down and then another man asked him if the other chair was taken. The man said no, it was supposed to be for my wife. The other man said, "Well, where is she?" And he said, "She died 2 days ago from a stroke." The other man said, "Well, that's unfortunate, I'm so sorry for you. But shouldn't you give this seat to another family members?" And the man said, "No, they're all at the funeral." Q. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? A. Because the P is silent. Mom said, "Joe, can I have a shower with you tonight?" "Yes, honey, but don't look up." When they got in the shower, Joe looked up and asked, "What is that, Mom?" Mom said, "It is Tokyo." The next day the same thing happened, but this time he asked his dad. When they took a shower, he looked up and asked, "What is that?" "It is a huge dinosaur." That night he asked both his parents, "Can I sleep with you tonight?" Sure, they said. So they all hopped in bed and Joe looked under the covers and said, "Oh no, the dinosaur is attacking Tokyo." On his first visit to the zoo, a little boy stared at the caged stork for a long time and asked his dad, "Why doesn't the stork recognize me?" Q. Why do anime fans listen to the radio in the morning? A. Because they enjoy cartoons. Q. What is brown and sticky? A stick. My mother-in-law fell down a wishing well. I was amazed. I never knew they worked. The trouble with being the best man at a wedding is that you never get to prove it. A man admitted he lied on his income tax return. He listed himself as the head of the household. I'm tired of my grandma. Whenever someone's wedding comes up, she says, "Next is your turn." So I've decided when someone dies, I'm going to say, "Next is your turn, Grandma." Marriage is the only war in which you sleep with the enemy. How many kids does it take to change a light bulb? 3. 1 to say, "But I never turn it on." And 2 to say, "But I did it last time." Q. How do you make antifreeze? A. You steal her pajamas. 2 cannibals, a father and son, are walking down the street when they notice a hot girl passing by. The son says to the father, "Daddy, I'm hungry, let's eat that girl that just passed by." The father replies, "I've got a better idea, son, let's take this one home and eat your mother instead." An uneducated father with his educated son went for a camping. They set up a tent and slept. Father gets up after some time and asks his son, "What can you see in the sky?" "Son, I can see many stars." "Father, what does it resemble?" "Son, there are many planets." Father beats on his son's head and says, "Someone has stolen our tent. I went to my sister's house and saw her packing a suitcase. I asked, 'What's going on?' She said, 'I'm feeling homesick.' I suggested, 'But you're at your home now.' She replied, 'I know. I'm sick of it.'" 2 cannibals are eating dinner and one says, "I hate my mother-in-law." The other replies, "Well, just eat your noodles, then." Q. How did Harry Potter get down the hill? A. Walking, J.K. Rowling. Kid, will you remember me tomorrow? Parent, yes. Kid, will you remember me next week? Parent, yes. Kid, will you remember me next month? Parent, yes. Kid, will you remember me next year? Parent, yes. Kid, knock knock. Parent, who's there? Kid, see, you forgot me already, how could you do this to me? Two men are talking and one says to the other, my wife's doctor says she has menopause, and, man, has she been moody lately? How long do the symptoms of menopause usually last? The other man replies, let me put it this way, menopause will be listed as the cause on your death certificate. Why did the pirates go to the movies? Because it was rated R. A child asks, Mommy, does God use our bathroom? The mother replies, no darling. Why do you ask? The child says, because every morning Daddy bangs on the door and shouts, oh God, are you still in there? My mom drinks Diet Coke despite knowing full well of the repercussions to her health. You might say she's a sadomasochist. Boy, hey mom, can I have $100? Mom, son, money doesn't grow on trees. Boy, where does money come from? Mom, paper. Boy, does paper come from? Mom. My friend came up to me at work looking depressed. I asked him what was wrong. He said, I think I had sex with my third cousin. I replied, if you're that worried about it, quit counting them. Why can't you give Elsa a balloon? Because she might let it go. Let it go. A sandwich walks into a bar. The barman says, sorry, we don't serve food in here. Cannibal hash 1, I can't stand my mother-in-law. Cannibal hash 2, why don't you just eat the vegetables? Get a new car for your spouse, it will be a great trade. Kid, ask your dad this. How were people born? Then say this. So his father said, Adam and Eve made babies, then their babies became adults and made babies, and so on. The child then went to his mother, asked her the same question, and she told him, we were monkeys, then we evolved to become like we are now. The child ran back to his father and said, you lied to me. His father replied, no, your mom was talking about her side of the family.